Recently in Austin, we had the start of the ATX Game Jam for education. My friends from Bluepoint Games was going to be there, and it was a great excuse to catch up with them and put them on the spot and ask them some questions about the Game Jam. Also, since it was raining and my daughter's soccer game got canceled, she got to come along and shoot some behind the scenes footage with me. I wanted to know what drove the developers to volunteer for this event, and so here goes. Alright. So,
aren't you supposed to make me feel comfortable?
I am making you feel comfortable. Don't you feel comfortable?
Not particularly.
Good job, Dad.
I'm not gonna walk over there and hold your head. Sorry. All right.
Hold my head? That wouldn't make me feel comfortable.
All right. I should probably use a different clip.
Okay. My name is Hector. I work at Bluepoint Games. I work in the QA department. So I originally come from LA. I worked out there for a couple of years at Konami. I recently moved out here about 2 years ago, and been working for Bluepoint ever since MGS days.
MGS is
Metal Gear Solid. We did the HD collection, and so I got a chance to work with them through Konami, and I liked their work, so decided to move out here, give it a shot. I thought it was a perfect opportunity to sort of work closer with my coworkers and sort of get this collaborative environment going, I just was very intrigued by the whole team dynamic. I thought we had a pretty solid team of individuals who wanted to volunteer. Well-rounded, very experienced team. We got Joe, who's mainly been working with engineering programming stuff, getting everything up and running, level design and all that stuff. We got Bob and David, phenomenal artists. It works so fast, it's incredible, and it's just I couldn't pass up the opportunity to work with them. I've seen what they can do at work and off hours right now. It's just been amazing.
My name is Joe Houston. I've been a professional game developer for about 10 years now. I work for companies like Midway, Arcane, and now most recently Bluepoint Games. I was really fortunate that my employer, Bluepoint Games, sponsored me so that our whole team was able to participate in this game jam, and it was something I always wanted to do. I always wanted to do a game jam, but between busy family life and always game deadline after game deadline, it just never worked out, and it just seemed like perfect opportunity.
My name is Bob Wallace. I've been in the game industry for about 20 years now. I'm primarily a character artist, and I model characters. I'm really jazzed about learning as much as I can about every aspect of art and the art that I do. And so I figured doing this would, one, connect me with more people that do this stuff, and two, it would just make me learn that much faster. When you're forced into a situation where you have to do things really quickly, you tend to learn a lot faster, or you take more away from it. And plus, it helps the kids, and I have 2 kids of my own, and anything to help them, I'm all for it.
My name is David Bokser. I'm an animator and creature TD. And I'm actually fairly new to the game industry. My background is in feature animation and commercial animation, and I've always had a big passion for games, and I wanted to get more into game development, so I decided to pick up Unity and using my Creature TD background, which requires a lot of scripting and stuff, I decided to pick up Unity and start making my own games at home. Well, I decided to join the educational game jam because I wanted to try my hand at producing something really quickly with a small team. And I really like the concept of making educational games, so I wanted to, practice and try to create something.
I'm Jeff Mcmillen. I am a freelance composer and sound designer. I've been working in the industry roughly now for about, I would say about maybe 2.5 years. Most of the work that I've done has mainly been through game jams, participating in weekend events, working on music and sound effects and any type of audio asset that people will need for the games. That's pretty much the bulk of what I do. This particular game jam is definitely different from several of the others that I've done, simply because here we're making an educational game, and so there's a bigger purpose.
Just they need to enjoy themselves and learn at the same time, but above and beyond that, they need to be able to learn these concepts without knowing that they're actually learning.
That by playing this game, that they'll learn things about math that they don't realize they're learning as they're doing it. Things that I never got to experience doing math when I was a kid. Like, I never expected that I would do math in my job at all. And as a 3D modeler, I use geometry every day. And when you're working in a 3D program, you put in an input and you see the input and what it does to the model. When you're doing a math problem, you're seeing numbers and it's not showing you anything. So this game will probably show your work as you change the numbers, and I think that's pretty amazing.
I want kids to have fun, most. When I was a kid, I didn't really like math, and now I'm primarily a computer programmer, so math is a vital part of my job. And I remember a disconnect was that I didn't understand how math actually could get me things, how math did things for my life. And when I started making video games seriously, that was when it really clicked for me. I would use this piece of math, and suddenly my game would do a thing that I didn't know how to make it do before. And that was really key to me forming a great relationship with math. And that's what I would hope kids get from this game, is that I think a well-designed game could do that. You know, they get a fun experience, they get progression by applying mechanics, and those mechanics can be math.
Not all games are strictly entertainment. That there are games out there that are not only fun to play, but also games that will educate students and teachers and parents alike.
When I was a very young lad, my mom bought us a NES, and she would play with me. She'd sit and play with me and watch me play, and there was 1 or 2 times in my life where I got to call in sick to school and stay home and play Earthworm Jim or whatever it was, and I think that was a big part of the connection of why I love games in the industry.
My dad was a big inspiration for most things in my life, and strangely, he was a big inspiration for me getting into games, because I would play a lot of games, and I'm pretty sure he hated it, and mostly because I think he thought it was a big waste of time. I know he wanted to make it, worth something, and so he would, he came to me and said, "Did you know that you can make video games?" I think the idea was, I'm going to turn them onto computers, and all I heard was, games are things that people make. I like had no idea that that was even possible. Like I knew I played video games, but it was crazy to me that people made them. So I went to church and secretly I was drawing levels for a Super Mario game that I was going to make myself, just pages and pages. And afterwards I went to my dad with the pages and I said, how do I do this? And he said, well, you start here. And he pulled up a Hangman game written in, I think, BASIC. And he showed me the code for it. And I remember I was like, no! Like, it terrified me. And so I forgot about the whole thing for a couple of years. But it kind of stayed in the back of my mind, just the notion that games can be made. And I just loved them so much that I had to. Like, once I knew that you could do that, I had to do that.
So it would seem that in the end, it's just a bunch of guys who wanted to make games to help inspire kids to learn. In turn, what those kids learn could be used to make more games and engage even more kids. The game, Mystery of the Ancient Doohickey, is available at the itch.io site listed below. And by the way, it won Best in Show for the ATX Ed Game Jam. I encourage you guys to go check it out, and obviously, please share this video.